Hi there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies. I'm here January 1st, 2020 with another edition of The Niching Nest. Another idea, and this is idea number 26, which is that it's okay to switch your niche. It feels funny even having to say it, but of course it's okay. Who are you accountable to this? I know a lot of marketing coaches will say, pick one niche and never change it. Now, here's where they're correct. Of course, it makes it easier if you have one thing. I've done marketing for hippies. I haven't really changed my thing since, 2009, 2010. It's been about a decade of doing this. And when you have one focus, it's easier for the word of mouth to spread. You become known for something. People say, "Oh, you have migraines. Go to this person." You deal with anxiety. You go to this person. You're struggling with dating. Talk to this person. So it helps. Word gets to spread, and everyone just in a community comes to know that this is the place and this is the person to go to for these issues or for this type of product. You want handmade pottery stuff, you do this. If you want good woodworking or crafting, you go to these places. And when people change too much, that never gets to set in, that never gets to engage fully. And so you actually never get the benefits of word of mouth at all. It takes time for this to happen. It's some mix of time plus clarity. When there's something when you have a really, really good focus and you're solving a particular issue for a hungry crowd, the word can spread pretty quick. A friend of mine moved to Montreal, and she's a woman of color, a radical woman of color into the kink scene as well. And so she'd been in Montreal, I think, finishing her schooling, but she became a part of that scene. And once she hung out her shingle as a therapist, it was packed because so many people of color didn't want to go to see a white therapist and didn't want to have to explain their interest in kink and all these things to a therapist. So it actually spread very quickly for her, and her practice was filled fairly quick. So when it's a tight niche, that can help, but also it does take time. Okay, so I've just made the case that having a niche is, of course, useful and important, and for lots of other reasons. My God, every time you change your niche, you're gonna have to do a new website. You're gonna have to rewrite the sales letters. You're gonna have to come up with new offers. You're gonna have to all that. But am I also saying that it's okay to switch your niche? Yeah. In fact, let me say this: it's inevitable you're gonna switch your niche. There are two reasons fundamentally that your niche will change. One, you'll change. Your interests change. You're not as interested in doing that thing that you were doing before, and so you change. That's fine. Second place, or reason, is the marketplace will change. So if you open a yoga studio and you just have a kind of general, for everybody yoga studio, that's fine if you're the only yoga studio in town. But fast forward 10 years now, there's 20 yoga studios in town. You can't, well, I won't say you can't be generic. It's just going to be harder, because other studios will probably start specializing in different ways. And then you'll be the recipient of whatever they think you are instead of you making the decision. So it's going to change, either because you change or the marketplace changes. More people come in, scandals erupt about the modality you have, etc. Things need to shift. And it's really okay, especially in the beginning. In fact, I would say in the beginning, I would be encouraging you to change it up a lot. There's the 4 stages of business. If you go to marketingforhippies.com/4-stages, you'll see a little post about that. But in the very first stage, you're supposed to actually experiment a lot, try a lot of different things. But during that stage, this isn't supposed to be where your money comes from. You're supposed to have a job or sugar mama or sugar daddy of some kind. You're supposed to have some financial support that can, you may have a spouse that can help you through this time, or you have some savings locked up. But during that phase 1, it's just not. It's growing like it's a little sapling. Yeah, you can't put too much weight on it. People try to build a treehouse on a sapling, and of course they kill the sapling. But if you can take that pressure off, it can actually grow quickly. But the growing quickly goes through a lot of different stages right away. So we experiment. We try a bunch of different things. You work with this group. You try this type of work, that type of work. And, the bolder your experiments and the deeper your reflection on those experiments, the faster that will happen. And you'll land on some sort of niche that will stick around for a little while longer. That's all we can hope for, is that it sticks around a while longer. that you get to, because it's not forever. Things will have to change at some point, and that's how it is. But not always so much. It's not always so bad. So it's okay to change your niche. And the other piece of evidence I give to this is almost all of my colleagues who talk about niching so much and how important it is have changed their niche multiple times. I could give names, but you just ask them, what was your niche when you started? Is it the same you have now? And it's not. It's often gone through a few iterations. So it's proper that it changes, because why would you stick with a niche that doesn't work for you, or that isn't working in the marketplace, or that nobody wants? Of course you change it. So it's okay. It's good. Change your niche. There's no shame in it. If you go to actually nichingspiral.com/free, there's some articles, and one of them is stories of niche switching. And maybe I'll put the link to the 4 stages in that below. But anyways, Happy New Year to those of you who are watching this today. And may you go into this new year emboldened to experiment and to try new things without the shame of feeling like it's a failure if you change your niche. Might be that you end up failing if you don't. That's all for today. Take care.